Alright, so PvP is one of the most required game modes to actually play in this game just because of the rewards. If you don't know, every week we get gems as rewards for PvP, so ranking up PvP is very good. And what are some of the good teams that you can do Google right now? I opened here on my main account on JP just to show that I play quite a bit. I'm on Champions 1 on JP. Have been Champions 1 for like months. Ever since the first time I got it, I just never fell from it because if you don't know, on PvP, we haven't had a reset yet on Global, but on PvP, when it resets and gives you the rewards, it drops you down just one tier. So if I'm 1, I go to 2, and if I'm 5, I don't go to 1, it just keeps on 5. So PvP is such a, like, very easy, especially after you get going, right? It's so easy to just accumulate gems, which is really important, because, you know, you gotta summon, you gotta buy costumes, you gotta do all the stuff that gems do. So where are the good teams on Global right now? I have this image that I made on Photoshop. If you want to download this image, I'm going to actually have a link in the description for it. Let me zoom in a little bit. I have a link in the description for it. Just some teams I thought about and also asked on Twitter. I have some Twitter handles right here. I put an image on Twitter. I was like, can you guys help me? I'm kind of out of ideas for teams, and some people replied. But yeah. So, what are some teams that you can do right now, and also some teams you'll be able to do like very soon, and by very soon I mean like in a month or so, because I don't want this video to be outdated in like a month. So if you're watching this in like a month or so in the future, these units will be here already, right? But if you're watching this by like the first week or so that I upload this video, ignore these. But in the future, if you already want this for a point of reference, these are teams that you see, and they will work. But let me talk about the ones that you can do right now. This is the most standard team, DN, King, and Meliodas. I feel like most people are going to be running this. And then the 4th slot, I put these 3 units can be used as 4th slot. Now, Guild Thunder, let me actually open the database here so I can bring up some of the units. The Guild Thunder, if you don't know, his passive is that he increases defense related stats by 30% for PvP of all allies. So that includes resistance, and resistance is really good. Like, increasing defense is good, but defense is not an incredible, I want to say, stat in general, but resistance is really good. So boosting resistance is really good by Guild Thunder. Bondage is an overall pretty solid unit. And then Elizabeth, if you don't know what she does, she's a free SR that you get on story. She heals all allies by 10% at the start of the next turn if they take damage. So she's actually pretty good, especially now because of how slow matches are. Like on JP, most matches end in like either 1 ultimate from King or like 3 turns from a Pierce Ray team. Like, it's very fast, or can take a while, but in general, matches are pretty fast on like high level PvP. But now on Global, like, healing 10% per turn with how slow matches are, that's actually pretty good. So I think Elizabeth can be a good fortune as well. But yeah, moving on with these teams, you can see a really good pattern on the left side right here. Pretty much every team has King. King is just so, like, he is right now the best unit in the game for Global, right? The best unit Global has in the game is 100% King. His passive is kind of trash because he only really boosts himself, and if you have Hellbrom as I said, in the future when Hellbrom comes out, he will be boosted by King as well, but right now it's only King that he boosts on his team. But he petrifies, and petrifies so good. In healing, dude, like, his healing, it's like, here, what I think it's funny is that it says heals diminished HP of all allies by 50%. But if you have like if you have like 1% of HP and you use level 3 of King, he fully heals. Like, I don't know, like, the wording for the healing on King is so crazy because level 2 heal, sometimes it heals like nothing, and sometimes it fully heals as well. It's I don't know. I guess the longer you go, the more you'll heal as well, because HP diminished. But in general, he's really good, and his ultimate is crazy good. Right now, I finally got on JP his 6/6 ultimate is like 720%, but he inflicts shatter. And just like I said, resistance is a really good stat because it acts as damage reduction. So if you ignore the damage reduction of the enemy, you're just doing more damage, okay? Because you're ignoring their damage reduction. So King is just a fantastic unit. He's like the best unit in general right now on Global before Gopher comes out. And the counter melee is pretty solid. Counter melee doesn't have that many team builds because he is like a really good PvE unit, but he's pretty mid on PvP. He works right now, but as of what I'm saying, right, in a few weeks or month, he's just not gonna be on PvP anymore. But right now he kind of works. He is a PvE unit. But yeah, moving on, you can see that the King and the End team really repeats itself. It's because the End is also a really good unit. If you don't know what she does, pretty much her attacks are okay, right? But it's this, right? She increases the attack by 6% every turn. And if you get the ultimate with a fully like maxed out passive, the ultimate is super strong because even if you don't have a pair up, right, 525% plus the extra 30% attack right here, she hits really hard. So her ultimate combined with King's ultimate, even right now, because most people are gonna have them at 1/6, right? I assume everyone's gonna have them at 1/6 on their ultimate level. So if you can get both King and the End's ultimate in the same turn, that's a complete team wipe, right? You wipe their team and the match is done. So that's why the King and the End combo is so good. And the Elizabeth here, so this Elizabeth, she's not that good because of the healing, it's because of her ultimate. Now, I don't recommend this thing, I put her here just because of the ultimate thing, but her ultimate, so her passive, she increases her own ult gauge by 2 in the beginning of the battle, right? And her ultimate increases everyone's ult level by 2. And also heals them, right? So even if they take damage, even if everyone takes damage, if you can stall to get her ultimate, you fully heal and you get like the End and King's ultimates, right? That's why I actually follow this team. But you can't, of course, if you're bringing some character of the same name, you can't bring like Elizabeth in the back. So you just bring Gilfunner, you know? So you get their ults and boom, clean wipe. And with Gustav, he's a freeze unit, so you can keep freezing people until you get their ults. It works in the same concept as well. This team is more of a fun team. I don't think it's very effective. It's more of a fun team, but Slater and Bond. So this Bond, he's a very interesting unit because he has an ability called Weakness, or in Global, it calls it something different. Weak Point. Oh yeah, before Global came out, we called it Weakness. But Weak Point is a very interesting ability because it triples damage on debuff. And Slater, he can just like debuff on level 1, and he just seals their attacks and stuff, so you're gonna do the extra 3 times damage. And his other card is okay as well. This is more of a fun team, especially in the beginning of PvP. You can pull off this team and actually have some fun, but in the high ranks it's not gonna be very good. It's not gonna be very good. But yeah, okay, so Arthur and Ellie Hawk. So Ellie Hawk has a interesting card, which in the future when Red Escanor comes out, he also has the same thing, but Blue Ellie Hawk has Amplify. For each buff she has, she increases damage by 30% on the card, which is really good because Arthur actually applies 3 buffs on level 1, 2, and on level 3 he applies 4 buffs. So he increases the Amplify right here by 90%. And if you can get like a level 2 or 3, I mean, level 3s are very difficult to get, but if you get like a level 2 plus the extra 90%, that hits like pretty damn hard. And you can also give, like, she can also give herself buffs as well with her own card, right, with the Solidify. So she is actually a pretty solid unit, combined of course with Arthur as well. But I don't know if it's really worth the resources to level her up right now, because she just doesn't have a place yet in the game. But it's just a very solid team, I just was thinking about. This team, it looks really wonky because Blue Gopher is a very wonky unit, and everyone you ask for was gonna say he's not very good. But truthfully, right now in the game, he actually can work. Like Blue Gopher, he's a joke because he's like legitimately one of the worst units of the game. But right now on JP, right? On Global right now, he also has Weak Point, which triples damage, but he has like really weak multiplier. It's about this card. So it disables debuff skills. So you can literally debuff the whole team, like the whole enemy team, and enable them from like attack sealing you or petrifying you, which is very useful. And then you just go at it with the ult as well. So that's what I was thinking. And Gopher's ultimate actually also hits kind of good, 250%. I always think of a 6/6 Gopher because I have had a red Gopher 6/6 for a while now. But he also takes off ult gauge, which right now in the meta, I'm assuming everyone's running the End and King, so taking off their ult gauge might be really good. So that's why I put him in here as well. Yeah, Red Ellie-Hawk and Red Arthur and Ellie-Hawk plus Counter Melee was suggested on Twitter as well. My boy Speedy suggested this team, which is the End King and actually Green Ellie-Hawk. Green Ellie-Hawk, again, you also get from story mode. And she is pretty solid. Like, the thing is that he was suggesting, right? This card right here decreases defense related stats by 20%. But if you can get like a higher rarity, right? It decreases by even more. But the thing is that decreasing resistance is really good. Like I said, resistance is really good. So the DN ultimate will doing more damage, right? The King, he already ignores resistance, right? I mean, ignoring the defense, lowering the defense as well is really good, but it's more about the DN's ultimate. Ignoring the resistance a little bit is going to be very, very good. And the second card, applying Pierce, is also pretty decent. And her ult is also, like, her ult is a one-shot, right? 700%. If you can get her 6/6 because she's in SR, that's like 1000% as well. Unfortunate that this ability doesn't work on PvP, but she can be actually pretty decent. Right now, as you can see in the charts right here, PvP gauge is pretty high. It's because of a unit that we don't have on global yet, and we'll probably not have for a while, but it's called Lilia. She increases the penetration of pierce rate of all allies by however much she has. And combined with that, this card hits really hard. So once she does release in the game, this card will be a little bit more relevant. But yeah, this team can also work well. And this team, it's pretty wonky. But here's the thing: Arthur boosts HP of all humans by 15%. Hauser boosts stats by all humans by 8%, and Gustav freezes. This is like a full human team, and then you combine with Gilthunder that also boosts defense. It's like a full booster team, and like the stats are going to be really high. It's not going to be the fastest team. Hauser's ultimate would be the strongest thing in the game, right? The whole damage deal of the team would be just Hauser's ultimate, but it probably is an interesting team if you want to check this one out. But I mean, Hauser is a unit that's worth level 16 right now because he is a good farmer, but I don't know about Arthur. This team, this is also a team, I don't know why I didn't think of this, but it's pretty good. Then King, of course, the combo, you can never not talk about them, and Gilthunder. So you can't use Green Gilthunder, of course, if you're using him, and then just use Elizabeth or Ban if you want, or someone else, right? But that Gilthunder is really interesting, because he does have taunt. So even if you can't get like a petrify to stop someone from attacking you while you're charging off the ults, you can taunt them into attacking Gilthunder. And with his passive, he increases his resistance by 10% for each orb he has. Plus additional 50% if he has everything. So if you can get like a pretty high ult level with him, high orb count with him. I'm sorry, before global came out, we have different terms, right? Now I have to get adjusted with the global terms. But if you have like high amount of orbs on him, he's gonna be tanking really well. Plus he like decreases damage taken as well on top of that. So people are gonna be attacking him and not attacking like DN and King, and then you just wipe them with their ults. So that's a really interesting team setup as well. And then kind of the same concept, but you're mostly going for the King ultimate by freezing them, petrifying them, and taunting. This is like a really annoying team, right? You have taunt, freeze, and petrify, like an incredibly annoying team. It could work because if you have Gustav 6/6 already by summoning him, his ultimate hits decently hard. Like he doesn't have like a fate or anything, so his ultimate doesn't do like increased damage. But at 6/6, his ultimate hits for 525%. That hits decently hard. And Inflate Spike. If he crits, he also does increased damage. Okay, so that hits pretty hard. So yeah, I guess you can go for both their ults as well. But moving on to the teams that you can't do already, but will be here in the near future. Kingbrum, the worst thing imaginable. Oh boy, it's gonna be fun. Helbram and King plus Gopher is the most annoying combination there is. So the strategy pretty much is you rank up both King and Helbram, or whatever order you want them to, just keep petrifying. That's it, just keep petrifying. And why is this more annoying than the freeze? Well, Helbram also hits hard with his main card. Like the thing is that Helbram has the same card that has the same card that Red Ban has, which he removes ult gauge. So you can keep removing ult gauge, petrifying, and if you get like a level 2 or 3, which with Gopher you can, because Gopher's card, if you don't know why Gopher is the best unit in the game, is that he's the best support in the game. Gopher's card is that he ranks up the skills of one ally, all allies, or he ranks up skills of all allies and increases the base stats. So if you get like a Gopher level 2 in the first turn, you're ranking up like 2 Petrifies, because that's King's level 2 and Hellburn's level 2, and then you're also getting that Hellburn card, which hits pretty hard, and an attack seal from Gopher because he also attack seals. So that's like the most annoying team. So you keep petrifying people, you keep attack sealing them until you get both ults from King and Hellburn, and then just shoot them all at the same time, and boom, that's a team wipe. And why is it better than Dian? Like, Dian's ultimate hits harder than Hellburn's, but Hellburn with the petrify and everything, it just works better. But I did also put the Dian and King combo with Gopher because it still works. Right, it's still gonna work as long as you buy Gopher, which will be a coin shop unit. It still works. Then for this team to work better, you need like the Green Merlin in the back, and the reason for it is just because Green Merlin has a passive where all allies start with an extra ult gauge, and the extra orb, the move gauge orb will by starting with an extra one, and you're using like ult food or whatever. You can get your ults really fast, and then the match can go a little bit faster. So pretty much the strategy for that team. Now Bon, I can't really talk much about him because I didn't catch when he was good. Like right now in JP, like after I started playing the game was when Green Escanor came out, and by then Green Bon was already not good anymore. But when Green Bon comes out, he will be good, and I just know that. I personally never catched when Green Bon was good, but it's what every person that did tells me. This is wrong, by the way. Right now in JP, he's not that good on PvP geared, but he is gonna be really good. That's all I can tell you. And this is the team that people told me that if people that don't pull Hellburn, they're gonna use this, right? Sorry, I had to make a cut. So yeah, Bon, I know he's good. I can't tell you exactly why, but I know he's good, so I just put him in here. And then Merlin. So Merlin works exactly like Gustav, but the difference is that Merlin does have higher stats than Gustav, so your combat class will be higher, so that therefore she will be better than Gustav as a freeze unit. But she's pretty much she has the same cards as Gustav. So she works exactly like him. The only issue is that you're not going to be able to use Grey Merlin in the back for the extra ult gauge, and that's very important. Like the extra ult gauge level is just really good for all these teams pretty much, so you're going to be missing out on that, but still can work. Would recommend Gilfunner in the back in this case, or maybe someone else. I mean, when Escanor comes out, put him, but of course Escanor might, we don't know when he will come out. He is like the 4th summonable unit in the list of like next units, right? But we don't know exactly how long they're gonna make him wait, right? So I didn't want to put him in the list. But yeah, next up I already talked about this team is pretty much like this, but with Gopher being able to rank up King, you can just easily get Petrifies, man. Just Gopher ranking up King is just so good, and then you attack Seal, then you just get those ults, and then you just boom, literally easy. Then this, right now we have a really common team on JP that is Red Arthur, Red Gopher, and Red Escanor. Now the reason for that is because Escanor has the same card that Elihawk has with the Amplify. So I was like, huh, it should make sense because they have the same card. And again, yeah, it should make sense. They have the same card, and if you get like a level 3 of this plus level 3 of this, plus level 3 of Arthur, right? It can work really well. But that's why this team can also work pretty decently. But I don't know, because the meta will be like these first 2 teams. 100%, the meta will be these first 2 teams right here. So I'll be on the lookout for them. And of course, if you want to copy some of the team builds right here, but include Gopher in it, like let's say, God damn it. There's not many, but I guess this one is an example. Ooh, this one is an example. The Bon, King, and the Blue Gopher. Just put Red Gopher instead. Anything you slap Red Gopher on, the team is going to be better because Red Gopher is so good. But yeah, that's it for teams. Thank you guys for watching. Good luck on PvP. Try to at least position yourself by the end of the next week, because this week is almost done for PvP. If you're watching this, of course, very early on when I'm posting this video, Platinum. So because then you can get like 40 gems, Let me check real quick. This is Champions, Masters, Platinum. Yeah, 40, 42. Oh yeah, by the way, if you want to download Grand Cross on PC, there's a link in the description for that. But yeah, thank you guys for watching, and good luck on PvP.